Oh, howdy all, grab yourselves a beer, it is time for some Path of Exile discussion. So, what do Vaal Temple maps, Delirium Orbs, and Divination cards all have to do with each other? Well, they're all united by an upcoming Divination card commission that I've submitted today. The Divination card that I've submitted, the Price of Prescience, which is not likely to be in 3.12, even assuming it gets approved, like it's not yet approved. But it is for a Vaal Temple map, Corrupt Rare, but 100% delirious. So essentially the idea here is that it is a nightmarishly difficult map, one that you can get through normal gameplay. The way that you would achieve this in normal gameplay is by acquiring 5 Corrupt Rare Vaal Temples, by corrupting your tier 15 maps or through other sources, then trading them to a vendor. The 5 for 1 recipe kicks in there, so you've got 5 identified rare items of the same type, sell them to a vendor and they'll return you with 1 unidentified rare of that type. So you get an unidentified rare Vaal Temple map. At this point, scour it, quadruple chisel it, and then quintuple Delirium Orbit, and then Alk it and Vaal it, and you have yourself a Corrupt Rare 100% Delirious Vaal Temple map with 20 quality. And that's what the Divination card submission will be for. Theme-wise, the theme that I've initially submitted, and let's see exactly how this comes out, like, you know, it's got to fit the lore of the game, but the theme that I had is that Kurgal, who is the Abyss boss that is in the Delve Mines, the abyssal cities that you encounter, they're remnants of a civilization that predates the Vaal in the lore of Path of Exile. And so my initial theme was that Kurgal received whispers from Tangmazu, the Delirium antagonist, and these whispers gave him the power of Prescience, of knowledge of the future. And the knowledge of the future that he got, he was able to see a Vaal Temple shrouded in mist, and realizes there's an apocalypse happening to a civilization that doesn't yet even exist. He knows this is in the future, therefore he knows that the civilization that he is one of the main figures in is going to come to an end. Kurgal, being a lich, is immortal, and therefore is going to have to live forever, watching his civilization be destroyed. And so that was the theme that I'm going for. Of course, that's going to depend upon whether this actually does fit with the lore. So, for instance, was Kurgal's civilization... Well, was Kurgal even the head of the abyssal civilization? I don't know that. I'm assuming that he was. Is obviously a figure of some importance in it, as were the other 2 abyssal liches, Ulaman, the Sovereign of the Well, that you encounter in about 1 in 20 abyssal depths, I think. And then there's the other one that has a name that starts with A that is more common. I think might be in 1 in 10 abyssal depths or something like that. So those 2 abyssal liches. And then there's, of course, the third one, the delve-specific one, Kurgal. I've attributed these, in the story of the card, to be around Kurgal. In terms of the... I posted a little thing on the channel today just saying, oh yeah, this is the Divination card that they commission, and it's funny to watch the responses because it's people that say, you know, oh yeah, this sounds interesting, this sounds nasty, and then there's a couple of ones that are like, oh my god, that sounds cursed, that's going to be horrible, just why, lol, and I hate Vaal Temple map. But fundamentally, the reason that I've gone for it is because I think that that there should be ways to get access to super hard Delirium content that's not as min-maxed as the current Fractured Fossil on a popular map setup. So the main way that people run 100% Delirious maps these days is that they will roll 1 Burial Chambers that is 100% Delirious and then apply Fractured Fossils to it. Something that I made popular a bit over a league ago, I think now, when... Yeah, during the Delirium League, I sort of made that idea popular, but this league it's been much more popular because the Delirium Orbs have been so much rarer. Now, normally this is done on a very carefully chosen and very min-maxed map tile set. And Vaal Temple's as far from that as you can get. Vaal Temple is, of all of the natural tier 16 maps, it's quite possibly the worst in terms of map layout and density. And it has one of the most difficult bosses in the game. On the flip side, it has extraordinarily good Divination cards. Vaal Temple map is a map that tries to kill you even when it's not 100% delirious. And when it is, you're going to have to find a way to deal with the final boss fight that might go for 10 times as long as it normally does. So I'm hoping that this creates, in softcore trade-enabled leagues, I'm hoping that this creates something that is genuinely a dangerous, even ridiculous content that you can aspire towards beating. Something that you can try and improve your character until you're able to defeat the bosses of this map sourced from this divination card. Something of a bit of a ridiculous challenge. In a lot of ways, it's an alternative to developing your delve mines to, say, level 800, 900, 1000, where individual zones in the delve mines become that ridiculous. Instead of going through all that work of building a delve mine, you can instead say, you know what, I'm just going to trade for a set of this map. In hardcore, it'll play a different role. Now, I don't play hardcore trade enabled myself, but I know some people still do. And in hardcore, it's going to be one of those things where people will be like, you know what, this is a potentially extremely lucrative map, but it is so crazily dangerous. The risks are sky high, the rewards are significant. Is it worth it? I think most people are going to say, you know what, no, it's not. But there will be some people who find a niche for themselves in safely completing these Vaal Temple maps and then turning around and selling the prophecies for the Atzuri Shield. So hardcore trade enabled, I think it'll be great. Solo Self-Found, I don't know that many people are going to compile sets of this. If the link to Kurgal holds and they decide to attribute the Divination card to Kurgal, there'll certainly be people that kill Kurgal several times in a league. But I just don't know how rare the card will be if it is from Kurgal. I assume it could even be fairly common, but we'll have to find that out when it's actually released. And that, of course, that assumes that it gets approved as is. But I don't think solo self-found players will get much out of this card at all. And that's just the case with Divination cards. You can really either design them for solo self-found players and their interests, or you can design them for trade league players. There's not really much space where the two merge. And I'm a trade league player, so I haven't really designed this with SSF in mind. Anyways, that's the Divination card that I commissioned. If you've got any comments or questions, fire away below. Otherwise, I'll leave it there. I hope you have a good one.